We're going to chat now to the Trump Advisory Board member, Jason Meister. Jason, good to see you again. You're across all the details, but Donald Trump, he's on a flight now to Florida. He'll be addressing the media in a press conference, I presume, in a couple of hours' time from Mar-a-Lago. How is he? You know him. How is he on board that plane at the moment? What's he saying? What's he doing?
Look, I think the president is perfectly fine. I don't think he's at any legal risk here. But at the end of the day, you look at this case, you look at this trial, the Manhattan DA's attempt to elevate a misdemeanor to a felony was solely about getting around the statute of limitations. The case rests solely on the idea that Trump covered up a campaign finance crime, which the FEC said never happened. And so that's what we're dealing with right now. And it's travesty.
Yeah, I was just talking to John Jordan, a Republican strategist, about this too. And most people, I've spoken to lawyers, criminal lawyers in New York, and they're all of the mindset this morning that this is a tough one to stick. So, why pursue it?
Look, they're trying to eliminate and imprison their political opponent and the opposition party's leader. But at the end of the day, what's happening is they're really doing an injustice, a miscarriage to the justice system. Look, President Trump is being prosecuted for the crime of trying to save our republic by ending the reign of a corrupt political class that has raided and ransacked to enrich itself. The Democratic Party has led us to tyranny, and every single American, left, right, and center, could be absolutely appalled by it.
Okay. Still got to be accountable, though, Jason. You still got to be accountable. So why not record the payment correctly in the first place as a campaign finance payment rather than a legal fee?
Because, look, Michael Cohen made the payment. It's a non-disclosure agreement. It's not hush money. There's no crime here. They're investigating a man to find a crime, as opposed to what's supposed to happen, which is to investigate a crime that everyone sees out in the open. There's absolutely no crime. There's no witness. There's no victim. There's no evidence of a crime. This is a political persecution. And every single American in this country should be absolutely petrified, because if this can happen to a man who had received 80 million votes, what can they do to the average American? That's what we should be talking about today, because every American in this country is absolutely petrified.
Well, I mean, you say there's no crime, but the state of New York believes there's a crime, and the state of New York believes that there's 34 counts to answer.
As I said earlier, they're claiming, they're basically elevating what would be a misdemeanor that would get a small fine to a felony. And they're doing that because they're trying to get around the statute of limitations, because they have no case. This is the weakest case that I've ever seen. And by the way, after 7 years of going after this man, talk about Russia collusion, Steele dossier, completely debunked. Impeachment 1, impeachment 2, the Mar-a-Lago raid, and now they're going after him back to Stormy Daniels. I mean, if you're the average American and you can barely put grocery foods in your refrigerator, and you go to the gas station and you can't even afford to pay the gas to put in the car to go to work, and then you go home and you sit on the couch and you put on the television and they're still talking about Stormy Daniels 7 years later, when this president, President Biden, is one of the worst presidents in American history, I think this is going to backfire tremendously. And I think this is going to put President Trump right back in the White House.
Okay, now just stay there. We just got some audio issues, but we're going to proceed with this just for the meantime, Jason. But I do want to get your thoughts on this, because it was interesting, and I spoke to John about this a short time ago. Anthony Scaramucci, the communications director for the former Trump White House, he wasn't there for very long, but still he's a loud voice in this debate. He raised an interesting prospect with my colleagues at Sky in the UK a little earlier in their coverage. I thought it was interesting. Let's play it, and I'll get your reaction out the back.
But I don't see a path back to the American presidency. When Mr. Trump starts to realize that, it's my prediction that he'll withdraw from the race.
You think he'll withdraw from the race, do you?
I do. I think that you're going to have a combination of things happen here. He has very good political instincts. He's only going to be in that race if he thinks he can win it. He doesn't want to be a three-time loser. Remember, he's had the worst electoral results since Herbert Hoover. He lost the House, the Senate, and the American presidency. And I think he's going to be up against it on the legal side for the next 6 to 12 months. and he'll fake an illness or an injury and pull out of the race. He does not want to be in this race if he doesn't think he can win it. And it'll become very clear to him, and he's got very good political instincts, that this is becoming an unwinnable situation for him.
Unwinnable? What do you reckon?
I know Mr. Scaramucci personally. I was with him the night in 2016 when President Trump won against Hillary Clinton. He's an opportunist, and he's trying to strike revenge for being fired at the White House and having his few days of being in the White House. That's what this is all about. He's using this day and this opportunity, unfortunately, to advance himself and to hurt President Trump. I don't believe a thing that he's saying.
No, well, I mean, yeah, and my colleague Annalise Nielsen, she mentioned this earlier. I mean, there's a reason why Donald Trump went so early, and he's a winner. He wants to win. He's not going to back out. So you're not buying that for a second,
he's not
that he would back out?
No, there's no backing out of this race. The only way through is to go push forward. President Trump is going to win in 2024. I think that this helps him win, and I think that this will coalesce the base and the Republican Party behind him, because the American people are on trial today. The democracy is on trial. Our constitutional republic is on trial. And President Trump is the person that will fix this country, and he's going to win in 2024.
Okay, Jason Meister, good to have you with us this morning. Thank you so much for your time.